Poland has made exaggerated claims that the EU is starting World War III by withholding cash in a bitter row over the rule of law. Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki upset the bloc earlier this month after his country's Supreme Court ruled that EU treaties were incompatible with the Polish constitution. The move led to fears of a Polexit and a breakup of the EU after the Warsaw ruling that national law takes precedence over diktats from Brussels. After the EU threatened sanctions against Poland, Morawiecki responded with outlandish comments that the bloc is starting World War III and putting a gun to our head. When asked if Poland could use its veto power to block legislation in retaliation, Morawiecki told the Financial Times, "If they start the Third World War, we are going to defend our rights with any weapons which are at our disposal." EU Commission spokesman Eric Mamer took issue with the violent imagery, saying, "The EU is a project that very successfully contributed to establishing a lasting peace among its member states." There is no place for rhetoric referring to war. The comments follow years of disputes over changes Poland's government has made to the country's courts. The EU believes the changes erode democratic checks and balances, and the European Commission is holding up billions of euros to Poland earmarked in a pandemic recovery plan. Advertisement. Morawiecki faced less sanguine criticism from his Polish political opponents, many of whom are deeply worried about Poland's increasing isolation within the EU. "I have the impression that Mr. Morawiecki has recently had some problems with English or that he has lost his mind," tweeted Marek Belka, a former left-wing Polish prime minister who is now a member of the European Parliament. Donald Tusk, the head of the leading opposition party in Poland, reacted to the war comment by saying, "In politics, stupidity is the cause of most serious misfortunes." The government spokesman, Piotr Mula, told Polish media that the prime minister's comment amounted to hyperbole and should not be taken literally. The nationalist ruling party in Poland, Law and Justice, has been in conflict with Brussels since winning power in 2015 over a number of matters, including migration and LGBT rights. The longest-running dispute, however, has centered on the Polish government's attempts to take political control of the judiciary. The matter came to a head earlier this month when the Constitutional Court ruled that some key parts of EU law are not compatible with the nation's constitution. The ruling by a court filled with ruling party's loyalists was made after Morawiecki asked it to rule on whether EU or national law has primacy. Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said last week that it was the first time ever that a national court found that the EU treaties are incompatible with the national constitution. This ruling calls into question the foundations of the European Union, von der Leyen said. It is a direct challenge to the unity of the European legal order. Poland's decision has cast the Eastern European nation's future in the EU into doubt, 6 years after the UK voted to leave the bloc in 2016 and kick-started a continent-wide debate about the role of the 27-nation bloc. Warsaw has long been at odds with Brussels over democratic standards and the independence of its judiciary. Opinion polls show Poles are overwhelmingly EU enthusiastic, with over 80% backing membership of the bloc that has given their country billions of euros in subsidies, turbocharging its development. But relations have become increasingly strained since the populist Law and Justice (PiS) party came to power. Morawiecki earlier this year had asked the Constitutional Court to rule on the primacy of EU law following a series of rulings from the bloc's top court against Poland's disputed judicial reforms. The Constitutional Court itself underwent controversial reforms in 2016 designed by the PiS government, leading critics both in Poland and abroad to argue it is stacked with PiS allies. Advertisement.